I'm in VR with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Anyone just now seeing this video? I found a way, figured out a way to try live stream. Just trying to set up. Okay, I think I'm all set up here. Okay. Let's check something. Or another thing. There's always so many things to check. And I feel like to check this. I feel like I don't want to. Something I want to check, but I have to like pretty much minimize everything. I guess I'll do that. Okay, then. The only way I found to get this all showing, by the way, is mirroring the VR headset. And to get like my windows, I had to put them on the controller, and they're just sitting like on these spots. Okay. Oh, which. So the first plan is like I haven't done all these training things yet, so I only did this one just to like uh get the controls like when I first got on it. Set up all the controls. But now that that's dealt with, now I could do like the other actual like get through this one. And also I could just I think it like does a preset flight thing or condition. The interesting thing of this game is like you could do real weather of what's happening and real traffic. Uh it was a little challenging. Like I took off and landed like on an airport that was nearby. Which one thing like because like you could like go to your house, like at least to the position, it doesn't look your house doesn't look the same really because of the 3D models that they. I'm sure they did like what's it called? Pre. Why can I never remember that word when I want to use it? Ah, I am so blank on what the word is, and now it's going to bug me because I can't remember it. Pre ran programmingly randomizing. What I forget the better word of, but your house likely doesn't look the same. And but like I'll just say like right here that I am not going to fly towards my house or like near it like this is my neighborhood and like because you then it's like basically saying my address online, so I'm not going to do that. But I'll fly. I might. I don't mind flying maybe like in my state, but uh, after if I get through these trainings, I'll just like pick. I'll probably fly around like random spots in the world. And being like where it's getting dark anyway here, I'm probably not gonna care to fly in my state because it's gonna. I want to fly in daylight, which be good training to fly in at night. It's just there's not much to see other than instruments, and then it's just like practice kind of ordeal. But we'll try this. This should teach how to read these instruments, which I done like a while ago, and like I already been uh flying a bunch without going through it. I done like a lot of these training things. Hey Pringles. Yeah, I'm gonna try this live stream this. Like I wanted this I want to at least try like cuz Laughing's been doing it like in 2D, but like well I have VR and at least on what you can see like on the stream I'm doing like mirror VR. Like it's the only way. Like if I just capture the game window, it shows the two eyes, which is like not ideal for streaming. But you can see my windows where I have like this is like one of my controllers that I just to like be a place window because trying to just position them in the 3D space in the Steam VR, my window drops or so, they because you gotta hit like the space button to center then the windows are like positions off somewhere else. Oh, you know what? I need to check. I don't know if I got the right mic settings and stuff. Index is right. I don't think this game is set on the right one. Yeah. There, now you hear the game. Oh, and also Pringles, I got my new Xbox controller fixed or working. I just got a wire that apparently plugs into it, and now I don't even need to put batteries in the thing, and it like plugs to the, which is like their Bluetooth thing just does not work. Like I turned off the setting of like the power management thing that someone's shown on the video that's supposedly that fixes it, but that still didn't fix it. So go into this.
Today we're talking about attitudes of flight, how your plane is oriented relative
And you see in
to the
VR
horizon.
this floats.
If you look outside, you can see the
I'll put
cockpit
this over
is
here.
just about 4 inches below the horizon line. We're flying straight with a decent rate of
Put you
speed.
down there.
This is the cruise attitude. Let's see how it reads on your instruments. Take a look at the attitude indicator. As the name implies, it shows
I can
your
see it
current
clearly.
attitude. The white line is the horizon, with the sky above and the ground below.
How's that look like? Yeah.
That orange element in the middle, aligned with the horizon, that's your plane.
It's kind of straightforward reading
Just like
that
we
one,
saw
yes.
outside, our current attitude reads pretty much straight and level.
Attitude.
Okay,
I thought it was
let's see how much power
altitude.
the engine's
I always
generating.
called it
Check your
altitude.
tachometer.
Uh,
Looks like we're pushing around 2,300 revolutions per minute.
where?
Combined, attitude and engine RPMs translate to aircraft
this?
performance.
I think talking about that.
Which leads
I
us to
don't
your
like that.
airspeed indicator.
It's stuttering.
Now, last but not least, check your altimeter. To figure out your altitude, you always want to read the small needle first. That's how many thousands of feet up you are. Then on to the big needle for the hundreds.
I feel like my VR headset itself is
At
like
current attitude and
stuttery.
power output, we're holding a speed of 90 knots.
Let me pause, which I can pause time. Funny enough. Let me see something if I can hit this button to switch out. Like you have to switch out of VR. Did that? Did it like have to reload it? I feel like I don't know if it's like this setting. Let me do this if it is something to do with this thing. Let's auto hide it. Well, the head, I don't know. I want to figure out like it was stuttering too much. Though sometimes in the game it like just does that. But I'm gonna try that. Just I'd like to have it in spots where I almost feel like I can just. Maybe I'll put it there just so. Did it seriously make me have to restart this over now? Great. Oh, it reloads again. Oh my goodness. Why is my mouse like right in front of my face? There. Okay.
Today we're talking about attitudes of flight, how your plane is oriented.
Okay, that is much smoother though. So we keep it like that.
Outside, you can see the cockpit is just about 4 inches below the horizon line. We're flying straight with a decent rate of speed.
Yeah.
This
I'll
is
put
the
my
cruise attitude.
chat thing
Let's
over
see how it
here.
reads on your instruments. Take a look at the attitude indicator. As the name implies, it shows your current attitude. The white line is the horizon, with the
My
sky above
attitude.
and the ground below.
I don't
That
know.
orange element in the middle, aligned with the horizon, that's your plane. Just like we saw outside,
this
our
again.
current attitude reads pretty much straight and level.
I don't want things blocking me.
Okay, now let's see how much power the engine's generating. Check your tachometer. Looks like we're pushing around 2,300 revolutions per
There,
minute.
now I could just look back there to chat.
Combined,
I gotta look so
attitude and
far
engine
back, but
RPMs
it's like there's
translate
nowhere.
to aircraft performance.
Yeah, let me try this. I'll
Which leads us
turn
to your
myself
airspeed
more.
indicator.
Ink. There,
Now,
now
last but not least, check your altimeter.
I can look at them like
To
this.
figure out your altitude, you always want to read the small up you are. Then onto the big needle for the hundreds.
Like a clock.
With our current attitude and power output, we're holding a speed
Why do
of
they say
90
attitude?
knots and a stable altitude
It
of
sounds like
6,000
you gotta change your mood. You gotta fix your mood or something.
But that's about to change. Take the stick when you're ready.
Take the stick.
Pull back
Okay.
slightly on the yoke to raise the nose just above the horizon line. About 2 inches. Make sure you don't pitch up too much, or the angle will be too steep to create lift. And without enough lift,
Are you sure?
stall.
Are you...
All right, go full throttle and start climbing.
Way! He gave a raccoon the wheel. Okay. We'll start climbing.
Pull back slightly on the yoke to raise the nose just above the horizon line. About 2 inches.
I'll increase
Welcome
throttle.
to the climb attitude. See how it shows up on your attitude indicator and tachometer?
Attitude.
According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude.
Let me do the
But
trim.
we're losing airspeed even at full throttle, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb. Okay,
Unless you're a
before we
jet
go
plane
on,
that could go
let's get back
straight
to
up in the
cruise
air.
attitude. Ease up on the yoke and aim your nose just below the horizon. Then throttle back down to 2300 RPMs. Nice job. We're now set up with the same attitude and power we had at the top of our lesson. Next up is the
I might
descent
trim.
attitude. Start by reducing your RPMs to 1800. Then drop the plane's nose a bit further below the horizon.
Does it have to be exact RPM?
As expected, with a nose-down attitude, our altitude is decreasing, while our speed is picking up. Why don't you get us back to a cruise attitude, and we'll hit the last part of our lesson. There we go. Now that we know how to cruise, climb, and descend, let's talk about the turn attitude. Gently pull the yoke left or right to start rolling the plane.
I know how to
If you
turn.
take a look outside, you can see how our attitudes change.
Ah.
But you can also check your instruments for the details.
Okay.
As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees.
I think I did a little more just a little
At the
before
top
that.
of your attitude indicator, there's a series of notches representing 10 degrees each. Use them to control your roll.
Talk about this thing.
Notice the more you turn, the more you need to pull back on the yoke to maintain altitude. When you're rolling out, you'll need to do the opposite. Roll and push at the same time. The more you know about the main
Spin.
attitudes of flight, the closer you get to that pilot state of mind. So keep practicing, and whenever you're done, pass me the controls.
Spin. Okay, how do I Control Alt X? Okay. Control Alt X.
Thanks, I've got control now. Well done.
That was it. I'm hitting A, but not working. Reach over here. Next. Do the takeoff one. The one thing with is it Luna? Why don't you do anything? There we go. Thing with doing this game in VR is things do look a little fuzzier, or I'm just having issues getting it lined right and whatnot. Or I attempted to put resolution on like really high, and it still looked pretty much the same. And if anything, probably, let me turn myself just a little bit there, center it that way. There, now I could, like, when I look way over here, try to stick everything always in front of my face.
Will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere.
Okay.
Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position.
You make it.
Pedals should make steering the plane pretty easy.
Pull off my. Where my objective window just went away. Huh? What? That's an odd load. Okay.
Alright, let's do this. Apply full power and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Come on, you're not gonna tell me right now? What happens if I do something bad? Alright. It's usually just full power, and then like sometimes you put like flaps down, like I don't know why you didn't.
Rudders to stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now gently pull back on the yoke. Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. And we're airborne. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain 75 knots, and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time.
Oh, which, by the way, if I hit backspace, like third-person view in VR. What do you want me to do? Where's my mouse? Yeah, see, where'd my objectives go? They like disappeared. I don't have objectives.
5,500 feet. A nice, safe altitude for part 2 of our lesson.
Okay.
Straight and level flight. First step here is adjusting our attitude. We're in a cruise attitude, pushing max power. To stay level at our target altitude, let's start by easing the throttle back to 1,800 RPMs.
Yeah, whatever. I guess having those auto hide, it feels a little smoother looking around now. I'm not like, unless it just loaded oddly and I just needed to refresh it, because yeah, it's fine now. Guess you want me to go even slower.
You probably noticed, to maintain altitude, you need to pitch the nose up. You could just keep pulling on the yoke to hold steady, but that's not really a precise means of control. Probably better to adjust your trim wheel until you don't need to push or pull on the yoke.
That's what I'm
Drag the
doing
trim
already.
down when you need to set the nose up. Drag it up to set the nose down.
Just
Try
that
adding
little wheel
trim to
down.
keep us at 5,500 feet without increasing throttle. If you feel our pitch slipping and need to get back to the proper attitude, don't worry. Just pull on the yoke, then dial in the right trim.
Yeah, it's that little thing down there. Which I'm hitting my D-pad to change it. I'm changing it. I'm like doing extreme changes to see if it like... If only I had that objective window. Why? What's going on here? I want my objective window. Give me it. It's just invisible. Oh, there's the... Add trim to... I think I need to actually get myself up to that. And I want to hit tab so that thing's not floating up in the window. Actually add more RPM because I need... I need to gain altitude now. Okay,
The
now...
way I was taught, when you
There we go.
adjust the trim, you make rough changes at first to remove pressure on the yoke. Then small adjustments to find the perfect setting to keep your desired attitude. That's the key to straight and level flight. It saves you from constantly pushing or pulling on the yoke. And that gives you more time to enjoy the ride. If you want more practice using the trim, go for it. Whenever you're ready to pass the controls, I'll be here.
Well, we are going far from the...
Okay, I have control. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.
Are you just now diving the plane? I have control. Okay. Okay, next. Want to go to next? Yes. I'm done with that one. Maybe after I do these and then like I don't know. At some point I'm gonna want to eat dinner. I haven't had really much for dinner.
My first instructor used to say the best part of flying is landing in one piece. The man was a terminal pessimist, but he wasn't wrong. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing.
Oh, I see it in front of
We've
us.
got clearance for a straight-in approach, so we don't have to complete the standard traffic pattern. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. We're on the glide slope now. Maintain speed around 65 knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're targeting the runway number, you want to keep it steady in your sights.
It's kind of hard to see
If it
very
looks like
far
the numbers
distance, like
moving
in
up on your
VR, like.
windscreen, you're coming in low.
But
You'll need to add a bit more throttle to get back on the slope.
I don't know what settings to like
If
change
it
it.
looks like the numbers moving down in your
Yeah, I'm
windscreen,
gonna put
well,
more
then
trim.
they're too high. You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent, but you'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
Yeah, I wanna do a little pause. Hopefully this doesn't. Just to check something. Yeah, just no one's. If it looks weird, what I'm looking at here. Looking on my screen and all that. Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta click. This game, you need to like click onto it to like. You zoom. Those four
Keep your
lights
aim
on the
point
left
the
are
runway threshold. When you're 10 feet
really
above
hard.
the runway, it's time to flare. Once we pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then, pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
It's like you just stall the plane and just.
Okay, we're past the threshold. Start the flare. Keep
Flare?
pulling back slowly. Let the plane settle onto the runway. Don't push it down, but don't let it start climbing. Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
On middle of the runway? Usually you don't stop on the runway.
Great job. As they say, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. But if you can use the plane the next
Just be
day,
gentle.
it's outstanding. Landings can be hard, even for seasoned pilots. Trust me, don't hesitate to practice. After all, that's what we're here for, right?
It also helps to not fly in an extremely windy day that's going to blow your plane sideways. Which I crashed one time landing on a runway doing that. On a lighter plane, though, I think it was like lighter than this. But like, even laughing that I was like flying with, using a Cessna just like this, that the wind just pushed it over. Which I guess I'll do next anyway. Oh, this is traffic pattern. Does it? It expects you to click it with your mouse apparently. Like I could still hit all the buttons in the plane with like the. I heard there is some planes that don't work in like when you're in VR or something, but I haven't found it. Of course, I like recently just started this game, so haven't tried like all the planes to test that out. But it's happening again a little bit. What was it? I forget what I was going to say. And, oh, but yeah, I can use my mouse and like click on all the buttons. Like obviously you don't have all the buttons on like a little Xbox controller. Which by the way, I did get like a flight stick that's gonna be fun to try flying planes with the flight stick. Obviously, if I flying the Cessna, if I want to be like very simulated realistic, I would get a yoke thing that would be like the same kind of like for like what I'm flying in front of me. However, I wanted to get something that would like work for like any kind of like especially helicopters. I want to get into like helicopters again. Like planes are fun and all to fly, but like I find it more interesting to be able to just like go any direction you want and like hover and all that. Uh Maybe obviously it can be like more challenging to like land because you got to go into a hover and like basically land on a point instead of like a long strand like planes. But yeah, I'll find that fun to do, and that's why I
Let's be
went
honest,
for a
no
stick
one likes
too,
going around in circles.
and other
Unless you're a
fighter
pilot
jet
training on
planes
traffic
and stuff.
patterns. Sedona's standard traffic pattern follows a 1,000-foot altitude around the main runway.
1,000.
By the
Okay.
time we're through here, you'll know how to complete the full run from takeoff to landing. So let's get started.
Are we already nearly 500 feet though? Let me see. Like hitting B's. Yeah, didn't center or anything. But I guess standard like takeoff. I'm gonna put flaps down even though she doesn't say it. I gotten used to taking off with flaps. They help help a bunch, or I don't know, but they help a little. I think. So sensitive rudder control. You know. Pick up some speed.
When we're up, keep us aligned with the runway and climb to 5,400 feet.
54. Okay.
We're going for a
Don't go
left-hand
away.
traffic pattern.
Which I think is like the standard traffic. We all take left turns. Pull my trim back just so I don't fighting. How high do I want to go up? Maintain 67 knots? Well, I guess I could.
Once we reach altitude, you're gonna start turning left 90 degrees toward a 122-degree heading.
122. So that 12. And left. Left. Oops. So we go a little bit like this. I think I'm... Oop, wrong direction on the trim. And left. It didn't save me to turn. when to turn, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Just shows a waypoint. I don't get like if there's a way like it indicates or knows that you did that. Or like it just sits there. I'm gonna go right a little bit because like there's always feel like I don't give enough room to turn for the last, so it's always better to like give more room than needed. That runway is like on top of a cliff, top of a hill, which makes sense if they can like put around. I don't know where this runway is. My guess is they picked some place in actual, because they made like basically the whole globe of airports, and almost every building. I heard someone like when they went to their house that it was just an empty plot. Okay, I think I'm gonna wait until I go like a good distance, which is the nice fun thing in VR. Like I can just I don't have to like press some button to like manually turn my head around. I just do it in real life and just like over that way. Yeah, I'm gonna turn left here. I think I'm far enough. Thing with Cessna, it's like nice plane, but like when I'm turning left, I can't see my left direction because all I see is wing. Yeah, see now let's slow down a bunch. Oh, you know what? I haven't put my flaps on. Full flaps. That's, yeah, full flaps now. It still says that I don't know if it's because I didn't like get in the area enough. Yeah, give myself a little bit more power. So oh, now I'm too low. I'll correct it a little bit. I think that's good.
You weren't really supposed to land there.
What?
It's well done, don't get me wrong. Just not what was expected.
What?
At this point, I think it's probably best if we start the lesson over.
What? What are you talking about? I think it's because I did not hit its special mark on where. Guess we'll try it again.
Let's be honest, no one likes going around in circles. Unless you're a pilot training on traffic patterns. Sedona's standard traffic pattern follows a 1,000-foot altitude around the main runway. By the time we're through here, you'll know how to complete the full run from takeoff to landing. So let's get started.
Take off again. If it just says that, oh, you don't supposed to land here, then it's like, okay, I give up. I'll just do the next one because that's just dumb. Like, don't keep disallowing me to complete it just because I don't hit your very special mark.
When we're up, keep us aligned with the runway and climb to 5,400 feet.
That's probably it. I didn't climb to
Going for a
54.
left-hand traffic pattern.
Which that's pretty high up. Yeah, that's like 1,000. That's 500. You really want me to go to 5,500? That's like super, super high. Do we need to go that high? Just my trim then.
Once we reach altitude, you're gonna start turning left 90 degrees toward a 122-degree heading.
$55. Does it? Still, again, turn left to join traffic pattern. Is it because I missed? I get what, like, I think Laughing had issues with now. I'm sorry, that's kind of dumb. You know what I'll do? I am going to, even if I'm going to fly over the silly airport, I'm going to make it to know that, yes, I'm at that direct spot. Stop telling me to, like, turn left to join traffic pattern. I have joined the traffic pattern. I didn't go into your exact guide. I doubt in real life they be that precise of alignment of planes of, like, you must I don't know. Hey, well, I could say to you, like, what, flying bears. I think that's a little harder to than a yes. I think you're a little heavier and harder to get up in the air than a raccoon. Just physics. Just think that's perfectly normal. So if you've seen Laugh-In do this, I think I'm having the same issue. It doesn't think that I entered left pattern, and so even when I go around and land, it's like, you don't supposed to land here, when it's like that was the plan. So I'm spinning around to hit their little mark in the air here. Tailspin. Baloo. Oh yeah, what was that show that had, like, that bear? I completely forget. I think it was like Disney or something.
Okay, we're in the pattern.
Oh.
Ready to enter the crosswind section.
I'm now in it
Good.
better.
Keep going till you reach the traffic pattern altitude of 5,700 feet. Ready to make your left turn downwind? When the runway appears at the halfway point of your wing strut, you'll know you're at a good glide distance.
What? Wing strut. I guess I'm going to hit that. or gummy bears or Jungle Book. Downwind turn. I guess I go flying into these waypoints is what it wants me to do. Even though I had to spin around up into the air just to hit the silly mark. I just previously...
We're on the right track. Lower your nose to a cruise attitude and reduce power to 2100 RPMs.
I kind of already did that.
Once your speed is in the white arc, add 10 degrees of flaps to prep us for landing. Now's not a bad time to check if the runway is looking good.
It's clear.
And it probably goes without saying, always watch out for other planes entering or exiting the pattern. We're gonna fly past the end of the runway here. Keep going until you see it at a 45-degree angle behind you. That's your cue to turn left again, onto the base leg.
I gave more room than that, and still was a little bit slow. You really want me to turn that soon? You're very tempted to getting this game. I heard it's like DSL. I don't know what it, like. It has such a weird 3-letter word starting with D, but that one I heard it like is free. It is though, like jet fighter planes. I think you probably heard laughing talking about it, but
right,
probably at least try.
Start losing altitude and maintain cruise attitude.
I must maintain cruise attitude.
That'll also keep our speed around 65 knots.
I must keep my attitude. I always thought it's called altitude, not attitude. Oh, it's way hard. Yeah. Oop. I'm not turning properly here. I'm missing a lot of what she's saying, but I did this like kind of years ago, and it's like, I guess like it coming back. It's a lot of just like coming and approach and whatnot, and oop, I'm going way too slow for the plane. Okay, let's do whatever maneuver just to hit your little mark, even though my first time I thought was like very well in their turn.
In full view. Make sure to keep the plane centered on approach. If you're too high, add flaps. Too low, add power to maintain.
Yeah, I'm gonna do full flaps. I need to slow myself down to drop a little bit. I think I'm like... Yeah, why does it feel like I'm too high? But... Smooth.
Way to stick the landing. Now, just apply the brakes to slow your roll. And make sure you don't stop on the runway, of course.
Okay.
If other planes are looking to land, we've got to move. Take one of the taxiways on the right.
Just don't want to move
Good
too
job.
fast
As an
and
old
flip
instructor
it.
said to me, not only did you not die, you're really learning to fly.
Yay! There, I did it. Yeah, she keeps saying attitude, as if, like, I need to change my attitude. Like, emotional attitude. Not altitude. Thanks. By the way, Quipper, on how much I'm getting into the game is I bought myself a flight stick and gotta wait for it to, like, ship to me. I got what's, like, called a X56 HOTUS or something. What do you mean good luck? And things. I'm still really interested on like when I would like whatever whenever they can, I guess that I want to fly a helicopter. So like whenever they could do that, I might get that other game if I could just get like in a helicopter. But yeah, I don't want to so much just go around like try to. I feel like it's going to frustrate me so much. Not only the complexity that sounds like on like doing like nearly realistic. What's it called? Full on realistic, like fighting, like arming, shooting missiles or whatnot. And like I like attempt that and then like just keep dying or whatnot and just becomes frustrating. Otherwise, like I would just want to like go around exploring, flying a helicopter. Take a military helicopter just to see the sights. And see it I don't know why it doesn't work for me to click my controller. Like I need a like mouse and click it. I guess now we do the solo flight of this. I could do all the practicing on when I go into like the actual world and just pick any random airport. Which saying that being in chat, like I guess like you can like suggest what airport to go to. I'm curious on going to like Egypt that Laughin recently did, like when I got off. Oh, and this controller has like rumbles. Well, like it rumbles the plane when it's like on the ground and stuff. Like so you kind of feel like feel the vibration of like when you land, which is interesting. And being VR mirror, you could see what I'm looking at, by the way.
In radio contact if you need me, but something tells me you won't. Your goal is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own.
Oh yeah.
Remember what we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be just fine. Good luck. See you on the other side.
Yeah, now it's pretty much doing the same thing, but like with no help. Full power. Also, I'm going to apply flaps, even though they never taught that on taking off. I remember it's usually a good idea to have like doing like because it provides more airlift, and so it's like might as well. Then you like take off with like less need of the speed or so. But then after you take off, then you just like put it up to gain the speed. Well, the objective's going to tell me what to do though. So that's going to be easy enough. Pause. Let me just pause time to read what you're saying. Oh, it's still like 6 gigabyte though. Yeah, I think I got. Yeah, I got the 32 gigabyte, or I think I'm either. I think I'm 64. I'm at least 32 gigabyte of like the RAM. But yeah, I got like just 1080 Ti. And I got the computer like several years ago, and it's still like a very decent computer. Oop. Didn't need to do any rudderness. So 50, 54. Let's still go higher up here. Is my... Can't really see the runway when you're turning is the problem. Like where? There it is. Yeah, I've got to turn a little bit more. There we go, turn. Then turn left of the base is like down over there. Don't crash. Okay, take care. Thanks for dropping by, Quipper. It's always nice seeing you. Always remember you being like a big bear. Just cute. Let off some gas, I guess. I'll try to not crash. I am getting a little close to that runway though. Like, I don't know why I have you. Yeah, cause like I always saw, like you think of a square, not a oval circle. I always kind of wondered why they were having why Laughing was doing it that way, and yeah, you go a little straight after a 90-degree turn, and then let's apply more. Where's that runway? Oh, there it is. A little jerky on the stick. Because I'm over-correcting a little too much with what's going on. Not going very smooth, but it's like, it's hard to see. Ooh, I'm in perfect alignment. Power. Lose all my power now. It's a little high on that approach there, but now let's do the next one. I don't want to spin the aircraft off on the ground by doing a sharp turn.
Great job. There's always room for improvement. That's life, right?
I think she always says that.
All on your own. You're on your way to becoming one hell of a pilot.
I didn't put the parking brake. I didn't turn off the engine. Okay. Congratulations, I did all that training. And then there's navigation. Continue. What time is it? And one of these have like... It's 6. So yeah, this works. I just need to point myself to enough so then I could like look at my controller sitting off on the side there.
I've always said flying
Does
is
that have to
free.
be in my way?
Open skies, endless possibilities.
Put it
But
down
to
here.
fully enjoy it, you need to be prepared. We're going to focus this lesson on navigation prep and procedures, the fundamentals of getting from point A to point B. Step 1, putting some distance between us and the ground.
Okay, take off. Straight forward. You know what? This is gonna be difficult. I should have done this well. Get that out of my way. Yeah, put my flaps up. Go really high up.
All right, we're off. Now keep climbing around the airport till we reach 5,800 feet.
Is this area just like close to like 5,000 feet? I guess that little small one like that, like on the top, is like 10,000s. Which makes sense. Being like halfway there. Apply more trim so I'm not holding my thumb down. Oop, too much trim. Yeah, I'm gonna, after these lessons, like, I think this is the last lesson thing, then I'll just do one flight somewhere and then probably get dinner.
It goes without saying, but good navigation starts with good departure prep. Let's set up the aircraft for the first leg of your trip. Attitude? Check. Now for your heading. When you need to set and maintain a heading, you'll want to rely on your heading indicator. Compasses are prone to errors, especially during turns or while accelerating or decelerating.
Compasses?
Go ahead and position your plane above the airport.
Oh, one thing is like I kind of feel like I can't use my controller that long. Like my right thumb feels kind of messed up and like actually I think got like obviously like got like swollen a little bit. So I don't remember damaging it or anything. It just it aches for some reason. I don't know if it's because like I just done too much on with the controller. So yeah, I probably need to take a break. Which is a good thing if like once I get like flight stick, that would relax my thumb. I don't have to like use my thumb to control the whole plane. And it feels like you're flying just a big remote control plane with an Xbox controller. I once had a model flight simulator because like I eventually got like a model plane like just to have more fun like flying like plane like aircraft or so and like fly something in real life. Which I was at an aviation camp once and got to control some real planes and like hover a helicopter and and control a glider too. Obviously didn't get to land any because like that's you have to like do a bunch of training before like they give you the control to like land. But yeah, I think even got to fly in like a Cessna, so that was like long ago. That was like more than 10 years, like probably 15
Oh,
years ago.
one last bit of departure prep. We need to validate the time. That's a fancy way of saying start the clock.
Okay.
On the nav log, you can see our next waypoint, Munns Park, is at a 41-degree heading about 5 minutes away. Navigating is basically flying a given heading for a given amount of time. Sometimes you deviate, but if you track the time flown from your last known position,
Let's see
you'll always
what.
have at least a range for your current position.
What's the? It doesn't say anywhere on
The
here
all-go
on
speed
the
can
speed.
increase or decrease depending on the wind. That's why at your next waypoint you'll want to compare your estimated time en route with the actual
Why
time
is
flown.
the
Validate
wire
your
feels like
estimates
being pulled?
and your progress.
Does it want me to go a little higher? Like, why is the waypoint up in the air? Look outside a little bit. Even though you can't realistically pop yourself out of the aircraft and look around like this. They're like, if me looking around looks like looks jittery or whatnot, like there's probably not like a smooth camera thing. And I figured if I'm gonna like try like some live streaming of this, I wanted to stream it with me being in VR headset. Because it's fun to be able to just look around in the plane and then like look outside and but it is slightly more comfortable to like just look at the screen. But then again, it has its issues. Then you can't look around so easily, and you gotta use some sort of button. Where I have it when I hit Y and D-pad. That's how I can spin around. Inside this view, it doesn't do anything because I'm doing that with my head. I got my trim enough that I can just... It said about like 5 minutes, so... What heading are we going? It looks like we're going like the 343 degrees? Where's... Oh, 41. Oh, I see. That makes sense. So like between the 3 and 6, that... Yeah, so it is around like there. And yeah, and that's basically navigate. You make waypoints along where you know like how long from going a given speed, from how much time. It's like all guess estimates. And then like if you try to fly like this at like pitch darkness and you can't see like any landmarks, it should be fun to fly between there. Or get more of a view up here anyway. What's that over there? Is that some water? Oh, that's building. Some sort of building over there. would be nice if they did make it so you can like, which that's what like, which is funny enough that like that other game is like came out like 2 years ago, but you can like be in VR and use your VR hands, like VR controllers, and do all the switches on the in the thing or in the plane. Imagine it'll be harder to actually fly if you're like holding like your controls in air. Like of course like could use the thumbsticks if it like uses that to like control. Then it's like a advanced like kind of controller. It just has like three-dimensional hand placements that you can then click on, grab things pointing at them.
Good. You made it to Munns Park.
Took me
According
6
to the nav
minutes.
log, we've got one more stop. Flagstaff Pulliam Airport. An easier way to navigate is to follow identifiable landmarks like highways. And just so happens we have one below us.
Which way? Oh, we turn left. Trying to think of like 3, oh yeah, 3, 4, that would be past that 35, so around like there. Yeah, there's that highway. I'm just gonna go straight this way, but I see the highway over there. Looking at my GPS on my phone thing or so, like my maps, that's how I like went to like find my house. I like visually eyeballed the roads. Because even though I drove it around my area so many years, I can't. Especially when you just like up, like far up in the air. Like, how am I going to know what? Like from the little turns that I take on the ground, it's like you just such a different perspective to like get a hang of that. I don't know if it expects you to follow. See, there's something with this on like. I think I once tried to like figure out on like following that. I'm trying to see if it like been like there's something with that arrow or that line, that vertical line that just like went to the side on like if it meant like if you need to like go towards a certain direction or something. Yeah, let me do this like oh yeah, I need to hit tab to bring it up. Tab. Oh, I can't do it. But I can hit that pause. Because I want to grab some water. I don't care if this is so much cheating. When I'm just casually cruising anyway, so here. I just don't want to reach for like getting my water and then like I start diving the plane down accidentally. I also have it so when I do left and right D-pad, it trims my ailerons, which does the roll. Which I don't see any of these things change when I do that. What was that switch? Nose DN takeoff. What? So, what? I can. Oh, I'm turning. I think I'm pretty high. Probably can let go some throttle and point myself down a little bit. I don't need to be so high. I was like, where's my jet? I see the airport. I wonder if it's going to have me land. Otherwise, I don't mind any. And then, like, me just doing like a little normal flight. Because my system can, like, do big airports. It'd be fun to do like an airport that's like heavy traffic happening, and then like where I have to like wait in line or whatnot. I think that little compass like up there is like just a very basic, more reliable one, like just magnetic kind of one. Because these in here, like she was saying, like could like possibly fail. But I don't get how she's like saying that. Oh, did I? I never restarted. Well, whatever. Said to follow the highway, but oh well. I ruined that whole ordeal. It's 12 would have been like. Wait, that's 12 nautical miles. Oh, I see. And then it's like 14. Man, 14 minutes. Yeah, I don't want to redo this if I. Like, very soon I want to have dinner, and I at least want to do like a small little flight of something. Like, maybe I'll take off like a big airport just to land on a little tiny one. I don't know. Or I could do it the other way.
As you close in on Flagstaff Pulliam airspace, next step is setting up to enter the traffic pattern. We've got clearance to enter the downwind leg and land on runway 21. Keep your attitude, then follow the standard pattern.
As I should know by this point. So I completely forgot or didn't notice because the objective was like being hidden under the nav log. Like it was like hiding the word down like right there. Oh, I could point like with it. Like this vertical line, I forget like how you work with that. Is it? What clearance did we have to land? Like what kind of clearance? Or which runway were we doing? I forget what she just said. Oh, I could tell her to like take the wheel. But saying it's like basically going over the airport.
And reduce your power.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go around the other side, not like right there. I don't know how far down you want me to go. I don't know why it's having me go like so close by it. Is that really how close you are to the runways when you're doing these left turn circles? Which are more like square. I don't know. I feel like I'm low enough. I'm just trying to like apply enough power just so I'm like maintaining this altitude and speed. Oh, see, the thing's moving.
Power should be at idle now,
Ooh, you
so you're
scared me.
losing altitude while maintaining cruise attitude.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Guess I want a little bit more, a little more power. And see, that line is like now moving.
Finally, a landing on runway 21, and we'll call this one done.
Yeah, see, there's a way to read that. Like you, so basically, you could like land on that, or use those two like little instruments. And you could, this is where my throttle control on a flight stick will be so nice. It's hard for me to get like, I don't know why it's hard for me to get right to my rudder control right when I'm like landing. Oh, because I'm resting my thumb on my D-pad. I don't know. I feel like it's just tough to like adjust my rudder right away.
All right, successful VFR flight in the books. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yay! I don't have to like redo it because I forgot to hit the little button for the timer. But I get the point. Oh, first time now. Oh, now it's but like, what time is it? Probably want to eat dinner. Well, if it takes just 15 minutes. Oh, it's, what was it, like, total time of, yeah, it's like 20 minutes, so I guess I could handle going without food for like another 30 minutes. So we'll do, I believe this is the very last one. Do all these in one day, I guess.
you ready for this? You are going solo on a full VFR flight. You'll be departing Flagstaff Pulliam Airport, handling every navigational
let's put that
step
one
on your
there.
way to Sedona. From takeoff to touchdown, it's all you. Don't worry though.
Okay.
Even if I'm not with you in the cockpit, I'm always with you in spirit.
She's just here with me in spirit. Her that gives so much comfort. Obviously, I know it's like an AI, and it probably would be like realistically like they would just like if they're like testing, like training on that, like may have them even like like yeah, do it solo. I think there's like a certain amount of solo hours under some like supervision or so that they do. Like maybe they would be sitting in the cockpit still and just making sure you're not going to crash the plane or something. Took off. Oh, don't do that. Get myself so I'm like not so I'm like holding more steady because I need a and I have to do this without pausing too. Bring this back, you dumb thing. Thank you. I need this. I need to know what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, so I need to climb to 8,000. I'm almost there. Set cruise altitude. Okay, yeah. Don't go away, please. Position above. Yeah. It's where we spun around. Oop. I want to do that. And be heading towards 163. We gotta spin around. Yeah, there's the aircraft. Airport. Gonna lose a bit of speed. It's coming over like over here. And I think those are set to like even guide you to it. And put trim down a little bit just so I'm like I don't have a button to like hit start, so like I have to like reach over, feel my mouse, and hit start when I like get right on top of it. And it's a heading of 163, so about somewhere about there. Start watch. I'm gonna wait until I get right over top of it. Stop it, mouse. Oh my goodness. Ah. Start. So yeah, about there. And we just go straight. I think a little notch over. So we go that direction. I think those are set to like on the airport, so it's like depending on like your directional aim of like the airport. But you only need to worry about it until you get when you get to the airport. Oh wait, 163. Oh wait a minute. Messed that up. Over here a little bit. Go this direction a little bit. Where was the airport? Yeah, I didn't deviate too much already. But I do see the highway already, like right up in front, so if anything, I could just follow the highway all the way down there. Like south is like 180, so it's like I probably don't want to go exactly. Yeah, it's somewhere like between this. I don't know. That doesn't have exact digit numbers to tell you if I'm going 163 heading. This thing's too old to be that precise. But I think I remember it's like up there, up ahead. And I gotta go this direction like 6 minutes. Is that the runway over there? Why does it feel like it's like it was over there? I don't know. Unless I'm pointing not correctly here. I'm gonna try to not like pop out of my aircraft doing this. I feel like I'm going straight towards an airport, which I don't know if that was correct. And if that's the highway, wouldn't it be like the Gulf's like over here? Which is very confusing. But this looks like the Gulf right here. Unless I was like way off on my heading. Whatever. I'm gonna follow this highway because that was the landmark talked about. I'm just trying to get in like whatever position it wants me to, like, you reached the golf. Next spot. See those cars down there? Oh, they just appeared. Oh wait, are we going back? The other way, actually? So should I have gone? I'm getting a little confused here. Maybe it is like towards over there. Cause yeah, now I'm remembering that like mountain. I think I'm going the other direction is what it is. That makes sense. So yeah, the golf is like over there. I should about reach it like 6 minute 39 seconds, so like I'm close. It's where it says on the first position. If I have to try this again, like, it's gonna be annoying. Can't remember if I did hop down my plane to look around, but I'm seeing if I can like avoid doing that for whatever realism or achievement I might get. Saying that. Oh, is that just the golf club? You know what? I've passed the point, so reset, start. Let's go to the heading 221. Which is this direction. .221. So it's like a little. Am I going over that? Unless that's the golf club. That's the airport. Is the airport the Mando? Reach next. If that's the case, it should be over here. Like, this looks like a golf club right there. So I'm gonna fly over that just in case. Just so it like tells me, oh, you reached there. Where is my fuel, by the way, on this thing? Oh, it's like way over there. Is that my fuel? Where's it, these things? Oh, that's oil. Oh, that's fuel. No quantity. That looks like a golf club. It's like a city down there. I'm gonna fly over it just in case. No, all the cores. In real life, it like really does look like all the cars are like little toy cars driving along the road slowly. Though if you look closely, because procedural, that's the word I've been wanting to say so far earlier. Yes, isn't this a golf club? Yeah, that definitely looks like a golf club or golf course. Oh yeah, restart, reset, and start. And then we go to heading 221. Not 224, just a little bit that way. There. I did that just even though I could see which direction I'm generally going over that way. Didn't really need to fly over that, but I did that just so the objective gets ticked off and it knows that I'm flying the right way. Even if I took longer time to do it, I don't know if it's going to like deduct points on me or whatnot for taking longer. I took like an extra 3 minutes because I had to fly over that one. Like I had to turn back and fly over it. It's a very nice place, by the way. This, so, what area is this? Like, if I can remember. Of course, I could, like, hop in here next, oh, I thought you came back. But yeah, these are, like, really nice mountains. Like big it's like the top was just cut across, flattened. It's interesting. I've been kind of slowly gaining and losing altitude, by the way. By the way, with having, I've gotten like gained like a throttle that like has 2 throttle sticks, and I could certainly put one of them for the mixture. So then I could manually, I actually stuck it to auto change the, because especially in VR, it's like I can't find I can't quickly find the buttons to like change my mixture or so. Of course, you don't have to like rush at it when you're like flying up in the air, but yeah, I don't want to feel like I've been going a little too far to the right, so like let me correct it a little bit here. I see the airport right there. You know what? I actually don't need it anymore. Like, I'm just going to go straight in and land. Which, oh, next objective. Okay, so yeah, I can lower my altitude. Just start dropping down here. You know, I'm gonna go all the way. I should have been doing this like far earlier. I want to see if I could drop far enough down to get into this approach. I'm way too... You know, I'm going to spin around, even though this is not the objective. I need to give myself more room. I'm not sure if this is like proper flight etiquette. Do a little spiral spin just to lose altitude. And I'm like, right at the moment, I'm kind of... There we go. That at least helps a lot better. Still a little high, but I should get low enough by the time I get over there. I am dropping down quite a bit right now. And I got full flaps to try to drop myself. Even like trying to give myself just a little bit of throttle, but I could like pick up speed by dropping my nose down some more. This is about the range speed I do want to have anyway, so. But yeah, it doesn't look like it wants me to do like that path, left turn path thing. Still high. Why is it? There we go. Now let's apply some power. Just. Yep, now I'm going to drop too low. I got into the range. Great. Now I'm a little too low. Come on. There we go. Turn off on this one because I landed so.
Welcome back, and well done. It's clear you're ready to fly anywhere on your own now. So, where to next?
Well, that's a nice plane right
Some
over there.
people say the sky's the limit. I say, it's just the beginning.
I want to see this plane. No. There we go. Where's my mouse? There it is. Next. Oh, and it's just now restart. So, I did all of them. I know how to follow a nav thing. It's... If it didn't have the objective of like, oh, go over this, like... Though I kind of, like, from doing it just earlier, like, from going to that airport and coming back, I recognized the hills that now I realized I'm going the other direction. That I could have probably gone over there without even, like, going over the golf course. But yeah. Which, by the way, Chris is my name in this game, apparently. All because of my old, very old Microsoft account or something that, like, got put on when, like, I installed this or so. It was, like, I guess, like, the only... I kind of wondered... oh, it's just... I was wondering, like, why is the training for this... Yeah, if these don't take long, I figure I'm going to just show you, like, let's play with airliner. I remember, like, actually, like, doing on, like a lot older Microsoft Flight Simulator, that I Like even did there was like autopilots that you set in these things to like do like big traveling. Like basically it just keeps the plane like on like aligned on like its instruments and pretty much did a like big long hour long like some like hour long flight like or several hours long and went off like I think I did the flight to like Hawaii like a lot of times from like my main airport that's near me and had it just sit there flying and come back when I get close and then I manually landed it. So basically I could done the airline flight thing as other than like in a simulator of course, but I kind of know how to fly an airliner like those years ago, but it's been a long time since I done that. Almost feels like having my left hand on a stick and then the right hand doing the throttle. But I feel like I want to do left hand throttle with the right, which is definitely what I'm gonna feel like with helicopter. Okay, you're like right there. A little bit bigger. You know, when I first jumped into VR in this game, I suddenly like looked at the planes and like, these planes feel so tiny. But imagining then like with me actually sitting here and stuff, they are probably like pretty accurate because like I am slightly tall. And it's been like so long since I actually gone in like the cockpit. I think once when we went on a flight as like a kid, I got to like go up into the cockpit cabin or wherever the pilot area. I can't remember if I got to sit down into here, but got to like watch them fly or so. I don't think they let me touch the controls or anything like that, obviously, but like it's probably where I like imagined them being like bigger all these years, like maybe from like remembering that like being smaller. But yeah, maybe this would be the actual size if I gone in a pilot seat like this. Okay, let's. And of course, my objective thing.
For a flight out of Nice, Côte d'Azur, don't you think? We're on runway 22 left, and we're cleared for takeoff. Taking off in an A320 obviously requires more speed and a longer runway than a single-engine prop plane. But luckily, we have some extra tools at our disposal to make the job a little easier once we're airborne.
It's like
For
left
starters,
thumbsy.
the autothrust manages engine power to maintain a target airspeed. Autopilot will keep us on track with navigation. And the fly-by-wire system lets us maintain a consistent attitude without needing to make constant adjustments. When I give the word, you're going to execute a straight-out takeoff. After you complete the initial climb, I'll take the controls. But first, check the MCDU for our reference speeds. I already typed in today's numbers. The rotation speed, VR, is 131 knots. I'll call
VR.
out when we reach it. Then, once we hit VR, you just need to begin a
VR.
gentle rotation by pulling back on the side stick. Don't exceed 10 degrees until you've lifted off. Next, let's review the thrust levers. We need to be aware of 3 different detents. CL, the thrust setting we will be in for most of the flight. Toga, to take off at full power on short runways or when performing a go-around. And for today, FLX MCT for a reduced thrust takeoff. We reduce thrust at takeoff to preserve our engine life and save fuel. Now let's monitor the engine parameters. As you can see on the engine warning and system display, I applied the parking brakes earlier.
Where?
Whenever you're ready to take off, go ahead and remove them.
Which thing? Oh, that.
Okay,
Ink.
we're ready to go. Apply half forward side stick. Then move both thrust levers gently forward to 50% N1. Then move them to the flex detent.
The what?
Okay, now the auto thrust is armed. Use
Ah.
the rudder to keep us on the center line.
I wasn't doing that. I was I was staring at the controls. Rotate. Do we put our landing gear up?
Positive climb, gear up.
Oh yeah, gear up.
Engage autopilot.
Are you gonna make me have to reach for my mouse and click that button?
Autopilot can either be engaged 5 seconds or 100 feet after takeoff to manage heading and altitude. The FMA is showing lever climb, which means we've reached thrust reduction altitude. Adjust the thrust levers to climb detent. Now we're in the climb detent. Auto thrust is active and will manage airspeed by adjusting the power. At S speed, retract flaps to 0. Disarm ground spoilers.
Ground spoilers. I don't have a button like that for my.
I have the controls. Nice work. That was a smooth takeoff.
That's it. I would have to review that a bunch of times if you have to do that over and over. I guess you would like start to memorize it if you do it over and over again, but like, wow, that's like quite a process to take off a jet. Oh, and I want to go back. Whatever. I wanted to see the plane outside. Yeah, yeah, I want to restart. Like, I'm not going to go through the process again, but I just want to see the plane. Then we might as well do the landing. And then, I don't know if, what time is it? Like, I might do a short flight, but I want to have a break and have some dinner.
Perfect weather for a flight out of Nice, Côte d'Azur.
Okay, that's the plane.
We're on runway 22 left, and we're cleared for takeoff.
I'm not going to listen to you.
A320 obviously requires more speed and a longer runway than a single-engine prop plane.
We are not ready to go yet aboard takeoff.
Mission failed because you're not listening. I already did it, so I could have done it again just to like review it, but like I could do that another time if I really want to. I got more interested with like smaller plane, like all the other smaller, especially helicopters. Once again, I like to fly helicopters just because of how they have all directional. You could go backwards, sideways, and land almost on like any point you want. They aren't as fast, obviously. Like they could like only go so. Like, I'm sure there is like some like like especially military helicopters fly like pretty fast. But we could go right to like this landing one. I just did the ticket. So I guess I pretty much lost a lot of it. Like especially that I'm not caring to I don't have any plans on like anymore to like go for I once was wanting to be an airline pilot until like my dreams were broken from like yeah that's expensive to even get the license. Like first of all you have to train up to get a license for this, then you gotta train it's such a big long process to like train up to like to be a big airline pilot, and even then it's like I'm not the doesn't seem like it's not as like great. Well, unless you really like flying. Like I'm not gonna say like it. Like I'm sure like Minnie can like have a great passion for it and all that. Where's my there? I have to like look at it at a certain angle and whatnot. So let's do the landing. But yeah, I don't have goals anymore for it. I'd rather have fun like flying these more smaller ones and nimble aircrafts. You even like fighter jets or so, like you just go straight. Like yeah, you go fast, but then that's it. Like you just go you can't barely turn. You have to like roll yourself sideways and then turn. And you have such big turn angles that I guess it feels just more boring to me for some reason.
We're on course for a visual landing approach into Nice Côte d'Azur. Auto thrust is going to handle power management, so our main objective is to control the pitch to stay on the glide slope.
Control
the beauty
pitch.
of fly-by-wire means you only need to use the stick when you want to make attitude adjustments. Anytime you return the stick to the center point, the aircraft will keep to the current attitude. Alright, as long as the auto thrust is on, the speed will be automatically managed. Throttle should stay on the climb detent.
That's no
Just
fun
focus
either.
on the trajectory to begin. Remember, fly-by-wire doesn't need a lot of corrective input. Just keep making small adjustments to pitch and roll as necessary.
Which
Runway
runway?
on the dash above the PFD. Use that as a guideline to keep us centered on the runway. Look to the right of the runway at the 4 colored lights called PAPI. They'll give feedback to stay within
PAPI.
the 3-degree glide slope all the way down. We're a little too far out to read the colors yet, but when we're closer, the 4 lights will tell us how we're doing. If the PAPI shows 2 white lights and 2 reds, then we're on target. 4 white lights means we're too high. 4 red means we're too low.
Why didn't she explain all this with the other
20 feet
plane?
to pull back on the stick to kiss the runway, but be careful to avoid a tail strike.
20 feet pull. So don't pull too much, so extreme, and then like break your back tail. I might say now I might even like come out here just for like an instant, like just to show this is how it looks like landing. I don't know. I'm sorry to not care like to stay in perfect roleplay of like, oh, I gotta sit in here. I'm assuming we're landing on this right runway. They didn't explain which runway, so I'm doing this one. Oh, I see we're too high. That left one is correct. I'm already lined up to this right one. There we are. 1,000. Okay. Oh, and I see on the radar it's like coming in. Pull up. We have our flaps down. Yeah, full flap. I need to pull up a little bit more. Oop, go down now.
We're getting close to the threshold. Now shift your focus down to the end of the runway. Listen for the computer calling out retard, then set thrust to idle.
What? It's really called that. Wow. I'm a little too high now, but
100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Time to flare?
5.
what does flare mean? Is that like pulling all the... stop.
Now return the side stick to neutral. Spoilers and auto brakes are activated.
Side sticks sooner.
Another great job. At this rate, you'll be the one teaching me how to fly.
Well, there you have it. So you don't even have to do any throttle control. I thought for safety they would manually do the throttles, but that's interesting. So they have an auto throttle. Interesting. What is that thing? What was it called? Like FLX? I see it. Like it's up in there. Okay. But I did all the training. It shows Nexus takeoff. Day. Yeah, I feel like I have to do this if it's like not counting that I did it because I restarted it. So I guess we'll go over briefness of like how do you take this off again. So okay. Perhaps the more fun one is like the 747 Boeing, the big plane. But probably the more casual one is the smaller freelance jet one or something, like personal jet plane. I forget what it's called, but it's like much smaller. Like you can like have like a little small school of people
Perfect weather
flying
for a
it.
flight out of Nice Côte d'Azur, don't you think? We're on runway 22 left, and we're cleared for takeoff. Taking off in an A320 obviously requires more speed and a longer runway than a single-engine prop plane.
Yep.
But luckily, we have some extra tools at our disposal to make the job a little easier once we're airborne. For starters, the autothrust manages engine power to maintain a target airspeed. Autopilot will keep us on track with navigation. And the fly-by-wire system lets us maintain a consistent attitude without needing to make constant adjustments. When I give the word, you're going to execute a straight-out takeoff. After you complete the initial climb, I'll take the controls. But first, check the MCDU for our reference speeds. I already typed in today's numbers. The rotation speed, VR, is 131 knots.
VR.
I'll call out when we reach it. Then, once we hit VR, you just need to begin a gentle
VR.
rotation by pulling back on the side stick. Don't exceed 10 degrees until you've lifted
There's
off.
some weird shadowing
Next,
going
let's
right
review
there.
the thrust levers. We need to be aware of 3 different detents. CL, the thrust setting we will be in for most of the flight. Toga, to take off at full power on short runways or when performing a go-around. And for today, FLX MCT for a reduced
I
thrust
see.
takeoff. We reduce thrust at takeoff to preserve our engine life and save fuel. Now let's monitor the engine parameters. As you can
Oh,
see
so it
on
is
the
that.
engine warning and system display, I applied the parking brakes earlier. Whenever you're ready to take off, go ahead and remove them.
Where does it say parking brake? What? Oh, I see. Like it shows a little information like right there. And yeah, just I hit BY. Bonk.
Okay, we're ready to go. Apply half
Wait,
forward
this
side
is-
stick. Then move both thrust levers gently forward to 50% N1.
What half thrust? Is it saying like this thing?
Then move them to the flex detent.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now the auto thrust is armed. Use the rudder to keep us on the center line.
Last time I was like not looking. I was like staring at all the things, like not realizing. Wait, we're moving.
Rotate.
Meow.
Positive climb. Gear up. Engage autopilot.
And of course I gotta feel my mouse and eat.
Autopilot can either be engaged 5 seconds or 100 feet
Right,
after takeoff.
the objective
to
thing
manage
probably
heading
would
and
have said.
altitude. The FMA is showing lever climb, which means we've reached thrust reduction altitude. Adjust the thrust levers to climb detent. Now we're in the climb detent. Auto thrust is active and will manage airspeed by adjusting the power. At S speed, retract flaps to 0. Disarm ground spoilers.
What is ground spoilers? Is that like speed brakelet? Oh,
I have the controls. Nice work. That was a smooth takeoff.
oh, we get to watch it, huh? And then it goes back to landing. So okay, it probably is going to go back and forth on them. I did them both. Does it even say that like I done them? But yeah, if I could find like a really short flight to do. It's almost 8 too. Yeah. I want to do just one little short flight. And you know what? I'll grab. Like I even got like this little thing. What was that is 136 speed. But this does like 50. Like this thing is like tiny. Or like I'm contemplating what I want to fly in. I've been playing with like flying in this thing. You know what? I'll take this off and like land in water to just like show the fun of this. And I put my tail number Riker and flight number Riker. and it's fun to like select. What is this? It doesn't even show. I think it just does blue. It could be like military looking, but I actually kind of like this color. I guess it makes me look like Skynet. Obviously, it's dark in the U.S., but not yet in Hawaii. Pearl Harbor. Maybe I'll float around Pearl Harbor a little bit. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll land in Pearl Harbor, because I got this plane. I'll just go like right on the runway and just do this. Because I want to get off shortly, so. Doesn't look like anyone's left in the chat. Like I'm glad it's nice that anyone that dropped by or if possibly anyone's lurking. Just no one's chatting right now. If anything, I'll just keep this have this as a video. I don't know if I'm gonna want to do any more stream out. Here we go. Still keeping that on, I guess. I'm gonna close it out. I don't need to see objectives. But now I got this little thingy, which can. Is this a runway? A grass runway, probably. Full throttle. I've been getting the hang of this thing's kind of low down. Now, I want to hit space and put my land gear up. Is this Pearl Harbor here? This is Pearl Harbor. Is it? How do they get out of it? Oh, I see. There's a little pathway. Pearl Harbor more. Let me see if I could land around over there. Now landing in water is far easier than lining up with a runway. Some buildings. Untouchable. Did he name himself Untouchable? I think that's another plot. Which, I should have shown that I'm flying in live weather and everything, live pilots. I'm missing what's going on in radio. I'm probably not gonna follow any real procedural things because I'm just gonna land in the water here. By the way, I have the radio auto select for me simply because in VR I have to feel for my keyboard to hit numbers or whatnot. Yeah, I'm gonna land right here. Right over when I get over this bridge. I want to see if I can land by that. I wonder if I heard so it supposedly does real live traffic too of airplanes. What if you disrupt their traffic by sitting in the do they still just land just so it keeps with the live traffic? Or do they can you deviate traffic? And so then it's not exactly accurate from players affecting them. Yeah, what is that? Kind of past it, but I don't want to spin around and... And now I'm gonna show like how this looks like. If I could like do this view. Just do that. And it says apply brakes, but can you brake in the water really? Let's put up some throttle. I'm basically like a boat now. I probably should have turned the other way so I don't risk. I'm just a boat with wings. Makes me wonder if I could get up on land, or if that just gets me stuck. I want to first see what's this over here. Looks like, is that like the memorial thing? Like they just have like kind of a bent look, a squished looking building that
Alaska 103, please expedite your descent to 5,000 feet. Alaska 103, contact Honolulu Center on 135.4.
like I don't have any brakes, by the way. I wonder if like my flaps would help slow me down.
135.4 Alaska 103.
It's interesting. Is there any land right up here? Just trees. They just bobble in the water. Not very perfect water effects, but that would probably be like way too much performance heavy just to simply land. Have a plane land. I just want to get myself stuck up on the... Let me see if this doesn't crash me or crash the plane. Oh, that looks like... Oh, that's ground. Oh, nope, never mind. Is there just a bridge in water? Is that really a thing? Do they really have it like that? Where's... Oh, there's the... Wait. This road goes into the water. That's not... I think there's a mistake here. I don't think it's supposed to do this. Like, I think that is like an actual bridge that cars can cross. But... Yep. I'm on the ground. I think I'm stuck now. Put my flaps up. But now I do Control Shift E. Turn it off. I was flying, but now I purposely stuck myself up on the land. I just did a little funny land on the water, but sadly you caught me. Is this too wobbly, by the way? Like looking around, like is it like hard to like watch the stream like this? Also turned off my engine. I can't put my landing gear up though. I'm like stuck. But yeah, sadly it came on the end of like I want to get off and take eat dinner and take probably yeah I don't think I'll come back streaming at least tonight. I I'm not I never want to like put like in like a planned schedule on like with streaming, so like I don't know if I'm going to stream this again. It just was like a little I wanted to like for like all the training things like at least like do that in VR while I stream in Rage Break. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I've been streaming already. Like, so like how am I? If that stays up and I can like, let me pick up my controller just to see. Yeah, yeah, kind of short, but yeah, I want to. It's getting past dinner. I haven't had dinner yet, and yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a very relaxing game, and it's just like SnowRunner. I'm not sure if like I feel like really streaming it like while I do it too. And either VR and the desktop like can't have like its benefits. Like desktop makes it like much easier to like, especially when you like hitting keyboard things and also you can like watch something like on the side, not try to like I did like a trick where I put my controllers have these windows just so I could place them where they are because I can't drop them in 3D space be where I wanted. So but let me hit this and go to main menu. Yep. I just was at like Hawaii and that was like Pearl Harbor. So I figured I'll get like a little the boat plane. I forget what they're called. They're not like just boat planes. Oop. What do you do mouse? I was right here. That's why I was messing around. There was like this Pearl Harbor Memorial. There's a bunch of planes like flying. I think those are like players and I have showing like traffic. Oh, which is yeah. So live players, live traffic. So like other players will be if they also set their multiplayer setting to live. Share that same ear. More exciting. All players you can like. And I could like do a customize, like make the weather whatever I want, or I guess like auto preset things. Yeah, so I can make a night and like all sorts of things. I think it like depends on like where you select or where you are on the thing for it, or you could do like a lightning storm. Interesting. High level cloud. There's no tornado. There's like basically hurricane weather you can like find and fly in. But it's kind of fun just like always at live weather where it like supposedly does mirror the yeah, this game's like online, which if you get the game, we can like fly together and base and like I've been doing it with if you know Laughing. Saw him play it and then got interested obviously to get the game too. And our the usual plane that you especially starting out like you probably is like this old plane. Probably couldn't obviously grab the like a little faster, and like this updated one with like a lot more digital things to fly with, so you could like fly at night and all that. And then I like selecting once again my like little black red thing here. Why is it always does my name on this black, which like blends in with the thing. I don't know why it does that. There's like no color selecting for it. You could turn on fail. Thing with these failures, it's like a time-based thing, so I don't know. But yeah, I really want it. I was thinking of like maybe hopping into like one. Well, that's definitely a player. And then here's another what runway? Like they doing such silly names, I guess. I almost wonder on like creating a new account or something. Like this account, like this is a very old name. This was, I think this was the name when we played original Xbox Live. Like that's how like long ago this account, this name, somehow like it like basically auto put my account name on that like when I like got in the game or so, and like wanted me to like go into account, and so like the only account like I think I was like trying to use like I can't remember, but this one's already set with like I already bought like I think 3 planes. Oop, I need to go in here. So I got needed a load. So I got this little thing. Might as well just look at all. That little thing, and then there's like this glider thing. And then jets. I got this fighter. Oh, those are the turboprops. Oh, airline. These are the big planes. Let's see what was. Yeah, 5. What is the fastest plane? That one's 451. Those go fast, even faster. Interesting. Turboprops, I don't think. They go pretty high up there, but they're not as fast as these airline jets. This one obviously fast is like, but it's a purchased one. And the annoying thing with it is like it's so easy to fly that thing way too fast, and like you just tilt up, and then like plane stressed, crashed. So like it feels like I have to like fly it with having like the damage stressness off just to fly the silly thing. I want to go back to Cessna, which now I gotta pick my color again. Kind of wish it like kept my color, but there's that one. So yeah, that's it. So take care. I'll just end stream here. So, Alt-Tab. So that's Microsoft Flight Simulator for you, for anyone that watched through this. Take care, everyone. I can't think of any other like ending things to say. Just had some fun flying in this. Wanted to do those training stuff, and then it's just like, I guess, picking airports and then just flying. So bye bye.